So obviously, I'm going to start by thanking Rabbi Stern. Over the past year, Rabbi Stern has made sure that even in the darkest, most isolated days, we've stayed connected to each other. One of the greatest gifts that he has given our congregation is permission to be vulnerable. He models it in every story he tells and every action he takes. Through this time of great vulnerability, we've been privileged to have a leader who thoughtfully guides us to be authentic and true to ourselves. Rabbi and I talk every day, without fail, at least once. Our professional and personal partnership is a glue that has held us together in this time of uncertainty. When one of us is faltering, the other is there for a pep talk. When one of us has an idea, the other is there to add 10 other ideas. When the to-do list is too long, we tackle it together. He is there when I need a good laugh, a good cry, or a good meal. I'm deeply grateful for our partnership and our friendship as we've faced a myriad of questions and uncertainties. If you'd asked us at the last annual meeting what this year would look like, we would have said, who knows? Actually, we probably would have put an expletive in there, who knows? And here we are again asking that same question. What will next year look like? I can't tell you the details because I don't know them yet. When we focus on the question of what we will do in the future, we're doing ourselves a disservice. Ultimately, we're asking the wrong question. It's not what we do that matters. It's why that moves us most. The things we shared together this year are completely different than what we did in 2019. The what has changed, but the why hasn't. So why are you here? Why is TBA your home? Because meaningful Jewish connection matters. You could get together with a group of friends, but it's not the same as being at a temple event. You could study every Jewish text, and it doesn't provide the same impact as Torah class. There's something powerful about creating meaning together as a Jewish community. When we connect to each other and to Judaism, we're elevated to new levels of living and being. This year, a year where we've barely seen each other in person, we've heard from more people about how they've connected like never before, about the things they learned and experienced in our programs. They've shared the ways they felt supported and felt profoundly seen for who they are. 3 months ago, we were just beginning to emerge from winter's isolation, high COVID rates, and virtual-only programs. 3 months from now, we'll be celebrating the new year, starting school and gathering together. Now more than ever, we're committed to being inclusive and accessible, committed to providing multiple entry points in person and online. The details about the high holidays will be coming soon, I promise, at least the ones we figured out so far. But more important than what we'll be doing or how you will access it is why you will be joining us. TBA is your home, and there's something intangible and inexplicable that comes from being part of this community. There are so many of you that deserve thanks and appreciation for drawing our community together, sustaining it, and leading us. Our board has stepped up in unbelievable ways, and I am grateful for their partnership and support. Our officers, David, James, Carol, and Stacy, have gone above and beyond, and it's my pleasure to share my gratitude for each of them with you. David Cohen is our treasurer extraordinaire. Our finances this year were complicated, at best, and often with unknown trajectories. Not only did Dave not shy away from these challenges, he embraced them. He and I meet weekly. He is a true partner that I could not have managed our finances without. His ability to clearly explain our financial situation to the board and congregation, his patience and desire to share his knowledge, and his quiet sense of humor have been much needed and appreciated. Thank you, Dave. Unlike Dave, James Naherney's sense of humor is anything but quiet. His boisterous demeanor brings laughter and energy into any room, whether in person or online. But it's not his sarcasm or his humor that makes James a great leader and partner. James has a steadfast sense of generosity and support. He always has an eye on what is best for the temple and how we can get there together. James regularly calls to say, "What can I do for you?" and insists that I take time off every once in a while. He also, if you don't know this, has a unique skill for messaging me something humorous at extremely inappropriate times during services. So you ever see me smirk at a time where I really shouldn't be smiling, you can blame James. James believes deeply in the temple and shows that with every fiber of his being. Thank you. Many years ago, I was the youth educator, and Carol Rodenstein, our next president, was the youth committee chair. Over the years, she and I have tackled various situations and challenges, and she has always been a calming presence, a visionary, and a consistent supporter. Carol is someone who cares deeply about TBA and the people in it. Paying attention to the people around her, the needs of our members, and the ways in which we connect is not just part of a role for her. It is who she is at her core. As we approach the next year, I am confident and excited that Carol will continue to lead our congregation from strength to strength. And lastly, Stacy, our president. You're still the president, by the way, for a little while longer. Stacy is an incredible partner who leads this congregation with fierce dedication, an open heart and mind, and a listening ear. I once told Stacy that she was the president of the people. She doesn't come to events and listen to congregants because she has to. She wants to. She's accessible, energetic, and has a deep love for TBA. Several years ago, when I was just beginning my role as the director of education, Stacy sat in my office and told me that eventually, when the time came, I should become the next executive director. Considering I was just starting a different role, I shrugged her off and said, yeah, whatever. But Stacy planted a seed and nurtured it along the way to help it grow. For that and many, many other things, I am deeply grateful for her partnership, her unmatched dedication, and her friendship. This has not been an easy presidency. Not that any of them are that easy, but this one in particular. When Stacy asked me to help her reflect on the past 3 years, I jokingly named all of the obstacles, transitions, challenges, global crises that Stacy has led us through. Somehow, with all of that, she managed to bring us closer as a community and work towards the goal of meaningful engagement. Stacy, you have been a source of strength and support in tumultuous times. And while this ride may not have been what you expected, your legacy will reverberate for years to come.